Hello and welcome to Strength in Scripture. My name is Paul, and today's parable is about the watchful servant. This is an interesting parable because it talks about two types of servants, one who is watching and the other who is in a sense sleeping. This parable can be found in a couple places in the Bible, but today we're going to read about it in Matthew 24, 42-51. It says, "Watch therefore, for you do not know what hour your Lord is coming. But know this, that if the master of the house had known what hour the thief would come, he would have watched and not allowed his house to be broken into. Therefore you also be ready, for the Son of Man is coming at an hour that you do not expect." If you notice here, this parable is telling us to do several things. What is the first thing that we should be doing? Watching. Why? Because Jesus will come at an hour or a time when we're not expecting. So we need to be ready at all times. Now, what is the second thing that we should be doing? Verse 44 says that we should be ready. We should be prepared. In verse 45, it also tells us several things that we should be doing. What are they? We read in Matthew 24:45, "Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his master has made ruler over his household, to give them food in due season?" So we should be faithful, we should be wise, giving food to others at the right time. Do you think this is talking about physical food? No, not at all. This is referring to spiritual food. While we are watching for Jesus to come, God is saying that His faithful and His wise servants are giving spiritual food to others. They are telling others about the gospel message and that Jesus is coming soon. Are you doing that? Am I doing that? In verse 46, we see the result of being a wise and faithful servant. The result of giving spiritual food to others. It says, "Blessed is that servant, whom his master, when he comes, will find so doing. Assuredly, I say to you, that he will make him ruler over all his goods." In verse 46, it says that that servant is blessed. Do you want to be blessed? Of course, we all want blessings, right? And not only is that faithful servant blessed, but he is made ruler, made in charge over all the goods of his master. He is given more responsibility. Like it says in Luke 16:10, "He that is faithful in that which is least is also made ruler over much." Let us now talk about the so-called sleeping servant. In Matthew 24:48 and 49 it says, "But if that evil servant says in his heart, 'My master is delaying his coming,' and begins to beat his fellow servants and to eat and drink with the drunkards." What is this servant doing? He's definitely not watching. And you could say he's spiritually sleeping. He's complacent. Why is that? It says in verse 48 that he says to himself, "My master is going to delay his coming. I still have time." Not only that, he begins to beat the other servants. He may be beating them by gossiping behind their backs, talking bad about them, being rude to others. These are many things that we often do. He also starts to eat and drink, have a good time, and live it up. Are we doing that? Are we focusing on the latest gossip, the best tasting food, or the nicest restaurants to go to? Or are we watching and waiting for Jesus to come? The ending for this evil servant is not good, because his master comes at a time when he is not looking or ready for him. And what does his master do? Verses 50 and 51 say that the master of that servant will come on a day when he is not looking for him, and at an hour when he is not aware, and will cut him in two, and will appoint his portion with the hypocrites. There will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. The problem with this servant is that he was a so-called servant. He was a Christian only in name. He was not faithful to his master. He was not watching and getting ready for his master's coming. He was not feeding others with spiritual food. Are you a Christian or a servant of Christ only in name? Are you sleeping when you should be watching? Are you getting caught up with the pleasures of this life when you should be focusing on the pleasures of heaven? Jesus is calling me and He's calling you to wake up, to be watching and ready, because He's coming again, and He's coming very soon. How will He find you? Watching or sleeping?